Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to cook a couple of ribeyes, a couple of sirloins and 2 rumps. I've put quite a bit of salt and pepper on these because when they go onto the grill the salt and pepper will come off, so about 50% you'll lose. So it's always very important to over season whenever you're cooking meat on a barbecue or a grill. What I've also done, if you look inside the Bertha, I've also spread the fire really evenly. When you're going to be cooking in one area, or if you're going to cook larger joints on the top, you know, you kind of want to build your fire into a corner and then have your large cut of meat as far away as you can really from the fire, just so it's kind of indirect heat. But what we're doing now with the steaks is we really want to get that direct heat as close as we can so that we can cook the steaks fast and keep them nice and rare or medium rare, whatever your choice is for cooking. If you are going to do them slightly more well done, I'd recommend you kind of go up a couple of levels and then cook them from there, otherwise the steaks will burn. And what we're going to do is just lay these steaks. What you can do is pull the grill out as you place the steaks on. I'm going to get you 2 ribeyes, and as you can see the grills are really hot, they're not even sticking at all, which is a very good indication that you've got the right temperature for your steaks. Once you've done that, you're going to make sure they're all flat and nice. And as you can see, these are really big steaks. You can get 6. You can feed lots and lots of people with a Bertha. And we'll close that, and we'll leave that now for about 3 to 4 minutes just to grill on both sides. Okay, so these steaks now have been cooking for a few minutes. Just always remember that with the Bertha, because you've got a door, it's not like a normal barbecue, you know, you're sealing that heat inside. So you do have a tendency to cook a lot of things on top as much as you do on the bottom. So just be aware that, you know, sometimes things like these steaks will take much less time to cook. And depending on where your fire is, you know, you want that caramelization of the meat. But you might want to move your steaks around at this stage just to try and get them evenly cooked. And that's what I meant about the spreading of the fire. So for example, some of my steaks here are a little bit more cooked than the ones at the back. So I can either move the fire around, or what I can do is just move the steaks around for the moment. And because I'm under a bit of pressure to cook these steaks beautifully, I'm going to just move the steaks and not the fire. Now, so another 2 to 3 more minutes on that side, and as you can see, all the fire is kind of kicked up. So what you want to do now with your steaks is just have a good feel now. You can see which ones are kind of cooked, and you can just move them around a little bit more. Lots and lots of fire in there, which is good. So the rumps are pretty much ready now, I would say. For a kind of rare steak. You don't really want to overcook your rump, you know. And the ribeyes are not far off. Sirloins are definitely ready. And what you want to do now is just leave those just to rest. And let the kind of real hot heat come out of them. And let the meat relax and all the juices come out. And that should be the perfect steak. So, as a rule of thumb, whenever I cook meat on a barbecue, I'll always rest it for half the amount of time that I cooked it for, depending on how rare or medium rare or well done you want your steaks, but generally as a rule. And then what you want to do is you just want to slice your steaks. I like to slice steak very thin. That's only something quite recently that I've started doing, but I just prefer it like that as a choice. But you can obviously cut your steaks much thicker if you want to, or even at an angle, which some people like to do now in restaurants. And as you can see, you know, you cooked some of your steaks like rumps. They need to be quite rare, and I like to cook other cuts of meat like the ribeye and the sirloin just a little bit more than that.